Hey, hi, I'm Michael Santos, and I think I might be live on YouTube. I'm not quite certain, but in any event, we're giving it a test here. It actually does say live there on 009. I want to welcome you to the Prison Professors channel. This is a test that I'm actually going to be making as I create these videos to teach and inspire more people in jail and prison. And today, with this live video, I just want to say I'm starting a new program that is called, I think it's called StreamYard, and it allows me to create these videos that I can have guests on and respond to questions. And I'm frankly super enthusiastic about doing this. I haven't announced it, so as you can see, there's nobody on here right now. I am just testing. I wanted to show some of the work that we're doing right now currently, so people in prison can kind of learn how hard you have to work to begin building a business out of nothing. And this is for those of you who are in prison. Oh, I don't think, wait a minute, I don't think I can. Hold on a second. I hope that I didn't end the live stream. I have to share my screen. So let me try and share my screen, and what I will do is show you the new website that I am building that will uh, that will allow me to reach more people in jail and prison and their family members. So now it looks like I am sharing my screen, but I see it's only a very small piece of it. So how does that work? This is really interesting. It looks like I need to have, um, where am I? I want to share this screen. Let's see, does that work? I don't know if I'm sharing that screen. Let's see. The screen that I wanted to share is this one, but how can I test if I am sharing it on this live stream? Let's see, back to StreamYard. Yeah, okay, so this is sharing the screen. And what I'm trying to show the fellows in there is this new website that I'm building. This is where family members would be able to purchase books and courses, as you can see. And if they scroll down this screen here, all of these books have a brief introduction about what's on them. And then besides the books, the family members could then click onto a, uh, an order form and get the book. So if you're in prison and you want your family members to go through this project with you, you would simply send them to this location. But I'm building quite a few other projects. So if you're in jail, you want to learn how to do this kind of work before you get out. And what is the work that you have to do? Well, let me back up here and just walk you through it. You may be in prison, you may not have access to the internet, but you do have access to the ability to learn how to improve your writing skills. You do have access to the ability to create manuscripts that you can later use to launch your career. In fact, this book, many of you have, if you're in jail or in prison. I started writing while I was inside. As I was coming to the end of my journey, I wanted to show people how the decisions that I made when I was in there, how did that relate to what I wanted to do when I came home? And that is how this book started. After I finished that book, I started writing this book to show. This book shows how to get through 26 years, a very long journey. This book only shows how to get through a single day. This book teaches the strategy on what does it take to maintain a high level of energy and discipline while you're going through struggle. This book shows the results of what your life is going to be like when you come home, as long as you sow the seeds for something better. And then these are the courses. So this is the 10-step course, which you may have if you're going through the Prison Professors program right now. This is a new product that I'm super enthusiastic about. It's the Daily Journal. This is the sentencing course for people who are going inside, who have been charged with a crime, so they can learn what steps they can take to begin preparing for a better outcome. This is a program that we created to help people understand how to develop a mitigation strategy. And finally, this program, helps people understand what they should be doing to collect a series of character reference letters that will help them at sentencing. So those are the initial products that people in jail and prison could get to begin positioning themselves for a better outcome. But there's all kinds of content here, and I'm building a brand new site, but I'm really enthusiastic about this product right here, where people could enter their name. And if they do, like if I enter Michael Santos and I put my michael@michaelsantos.com, testing. As soon as I hit that, boom, I'm going to get zapped on my phone and I'll be able to communicate with people in real time. You may see, I don't know if you can see this on there, but I just got notified that this is a testing. And so I could respond to somebody right back just by typing thanks. And you'll see that show up right there. So these are tools that you notice. And then if somebody wanted to, they could call me right there from this product. So these are all these different tools that I'm creating right now to not only help people inside get ready for success, but also help family members stay engaged with these types of products and services. So I'm interviewing people, creating content, and now I'm learning how to do this on a live stream. So I want to stop the screen share, I think. That's how I do it. So I'll test this right now on YouTube. I'll be able to see how this is working. I think that people will even be able to leave me comments. Frankly, I don't know how they do that. But if somebody were to leave a comment on the site, I could respond in real time. So it gives me an opportunity to interact with people. I think that I would write a comment right here, like, does anyone have anything to say? ? That goes out, and then I would show that comment. Oh, I see. So that comment shows like that. And I guess people can ask a question. Oh, there's somebody there writing. Hello, I wish I knew how to say that name, but I welcome you to this live stream. So you see, just so you know, who just joined this program, this is the one way that we teach and inspire people in jail and prison, and it's in real time. So it looks like people are able to interact. If somebody has questions, I'm looking forward to learning about it. I don't know how this person came on the program, but I think your name is Hopo Nasu. So hi, I'm in Europe. Nice to meet you. Where are you in Europe? I'd like to ask. Do you know anything? How did you find this program? Let's get interactive, because we're creating this program that we can download from YouTube and take into people in jail and prison and teach and inspire them. How is it that you found this program? And first of all, really welcome you for being on this page. So if Hopo Nasu can let us know, we will be able to provide that information in real time. In any event, the Prison Professors program is designed to teach and inspire people who are going through tough times, going through struggle. And now that we have discovered this new feature of communicating in a live platform, I'm going to figure out a way to incorporate this more regularly. If you're from Finland, you've been in the federal system in Coleman Medium, really, out in 1998. So super cool to hear that. Show me how you pronounce your name so that I can say it correctly. But I went into prison in 1987, and I was in prison for 26 years. So you were in prison in 1998. At that time, I was still in the penitentiary in Atlanta. But how did you even find this program? And how have you been following this program? Because I'm very much interested in listening and learning from you. I take it they deported you after you got released from Coleman, if that's right. So the cool thing about this program is it's the first time I've had a platform with an ability to interact with somebody. It's name, not my real one. Oh, I gotcha. I still don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm super excited to have you on the program. Tell us a little bit about your experience when you were at the Coleman FCI in Florida. I remember when Coleman was getting built, because at the time I used to live in South Florida in Key Biscayne, and I got arrested there. I was tried in Miami, and they shipped me to, actually, no, I was tried in Seattle, Washington. And then when I got sentenced, I was sent back to the penitentiary in Atlanta. But I always wanted to go to Coleman. I heard it was a good spot. The Coleman Medium FCI, so there's 2 USPs there, I think a medium security prison there, and a female camp, and a men's low. I think there's a men's low there as well. So super interesting to connect with somebody in Finland. Been out since 1998, and I love to hear about you and comment on your experiences of being in prison. But I do like this live feature. I don't know who watches the Prison Professors program, but I'm going to start advocating for people to be interactive with it so that we can respond to questions. I'll probably do, once I get this new website built, we'll probably be having these Facebook Live sessions certainly every week. Once a week should be a good time, but I'd do it more frequently if there was an interest, because I'm absolutely committed to try and help more people understand this system. Yeah, sometime in December, he was deported. Our friend from Finland, he was, after serving time in Coleman, he was deported sometime in 1998 to Finland, which is, I studied a little bit about the Scandinavian prison system. I know it's far superior to the prison system in America, where we have this terrible pathway of this terrible pathway of locking people up and making them serve very long sentences without giving them any hope. In Scandinavian prisons, on the other hand, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'd love to hear your perspective on Scandinavian prisons versus the American prison system. But they're designed in such a way to teach and inspire people so that they are ready to come back to society strong with their dignity intact and ready to interact in society. But that's a very different model from what we have in the American system, where we just put people inside very long sentences and very few mechanisms that will allow somebody to work toward earning liberty or to getting out sooner. I was fortunate to be inspired by people who helped me grow, and now I'm trying to pay that forward by creating this content that I pipe into prisons and get more people inside to be thinking about, well, what can they do to prepare for success, not only in going through prison with their dignity intact, but also in working to come back home successfully. So your system has developed into a U.S. style. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, because the U.S. style, from my perspective, is one that's rooted in failure, and that's evidenced by the fact that we've got very high recidivism rates, and the longer we expose somebody to corrections, the less likely they are to function outside. And now I see Arlani Magana, and I want to thank you, Arlani, for being part of this first live program. I've never done this before, but I am enthusiastic about doing a program like this so that we can interact with more people and help more people understand, how to improve this system, or if I'm going into it, what to do better. So life is around 18 to 20 and almost always falls in any fatal cases. Yeah, that's like the US. I didn't have a life sentence, but I served 26 years. And so I know what it's like to be in there for a long time. And I know what it's like to prepare for success, even while you're in there. That's one of the reasons I create books and courses and products with hopes of teaching people. But I see that this is a super fun way to interact with people. I'm going to do something to promote it, maybe talk about specific subjects. But now I am, okay, so here, my Arlani, thanks for the picture. Yes, my name is hard too. My first name is pronounced Arleni. Arleni. Nice to meet you, Arleni, and thank you so much. How did you even hear about the Prison Professors program? Love to hear your response about that, because I am just super enthusiastic. For those, actually, there's only four people on the program right now, but the way that I do this is I take this and I download it and I send these episodes into prisons across America. And that's one of the ways that I try and show people that the decisions you make inside have a big relationship on what you do when you're outside. So he says, before it was just 12, narco cases max is 13. Yeah, my case was a narcotics case. I was arrested in 1987 in Miami for bad decisions I started making when I was 20 years old, and those decisions resulted in me getting a 45-year prison sentence. The good news is that while I was in there, I was able to think about what I wanted to do when I got out. And so you saw Carol and me on Ro Clausen's YouTube channel. Well, I'm remember that show, and Ro's a good friend of mine. I know her husband just got released after 20 years in prison, and they're doing their thing right now on quarantine before they move out here to the West Coast. I've had some interaction with both Ro and Adam, and I know I'm wishing them the best. I remember what it was like when Carol picked me up from prison, And yeah, it's been just about 7 years since then. No, 7 years since I finished my sentence. And it's been 8 years since she picked me up and I transitioned to a halfway house. So anyway, I am just learning how to do these live streams and like so much. I mean, I've learned a lot since I've come out of prison, but when I did come out, I'd never even knew how to use a cell phone because they didn't exist when I went in, or internet or emails or YouTube. So I've learned quite a bit, but I am growing now. So you're rare. What are you telling? You're rare knowing how to handle time and leave with an actual plan. Yeah, I was lucky. I'll tell you a little bit about that. I don't know. I'm going to pronounce your name Hopo, but if I say it wrong, I hope that you'll help me. Yeah, I was very fortunate. Somebody else just joined on. Greetings, man. I have saw your show on Fresh Out, and you were amazing. What a story. Well, Flo, super cool of you to be on. I don't even know how people are finding this program, but I love this YouTube platform because it gives us an opportunity to be interactive. And I was just about to respond to Hopo's questions about how I was fortunate to create a plan while I was in there. And that plan really began at the very start of my journey when I read Nelson Mandela and I read, "Hello, Vladimir. Nice to meet you." It began when I was inside very early. I was facing a sentence of life without the possibility of parole. And I'd already been convicted inside of a trial. So I made really bad decisions and went to trial. And after going through trial and I was convicted, I was facing life without parole. And that's when I started thinking about what can I do to position myself for success when I get out of here. And so for me, I was fortunate, Hopo, because I got that vision really at the start of my sentence. And so by the time I got to the penitentiary, I already had a very clear focus, a very clear idea of what I am going to do. And that idea centered on thinking about, okay, I know that I have to stop thinking about my own challenges and I've got to start thinking about the people I'm going to meet in the future. And that meant I was going to think about, future employers, future business partners, my future probation officer, the staff members that would have some influence on my life. And because of that, I was able to begin architecting this plan. And that plan had 3 parts. I write a lot about this. Those 3 parts were: 1, focus on education; 2, focus on contributing to society in some kind of meaningful, measurable way; and 3, focus on working to build a strong support network. And it was that path that I was able to use to open all kinds of opportunities, even while living in prison. And then by working on getting an education and working on writing books, and that led to me building a support network. And some, as Arlani observed from seeing him on a different show, I was able to bring people into my life. I even got married inside of a federal prison, built businesses while I was inside of a federal prison, and then came out and immediately started my career working as a professor at San Francisco State University. And I just bought your book and sent it to my loved one at Pekin. Should get it to him by next Friday. Did you get the book through Prison Professors, I wonder, or did you get the book some other way? I've got a lot, and I got a lot of books, Arlani. Send me an email to michael@michaelsantos.com, and I'll send you a free digital copy of the book if you didn't get it already, because I really think it's important for family members to have a interaction with their loved ones. And so I always like to give away the books digitally. It doesn't, if I buy it, the soft cover book costs me money, but I've actually started a new project. It's a nonprofit that I haven't got approved yet, but when that nonprofit gets approved, I plan to give these books away to people in prison. Oh, good question. How can I establish a business while inside? Let's see. I saw it and bought it on Amazon. Oh, okay. Well, if it's on Amazon, I can't give you, but send me, you can email me at michael@michaelsantos.com. Let me see if I think I could put a comment up here. I think I'm learning here to put a comment on here. So I could put michael@michaelsantos.com. Let's see. Show. That's my contact. If you send me an email, Arlani, I'll send you a free digital copy. Just tell me the book that you got, send it there. It's pretty simple. michael@michaelsantos.com. And of course, you can find it at any of the Prison Professors sites as well. But anyway, you were asking about starting a business while I was in prison. I was like, I'm getting so good. There's so many questions here. I want to stay focused on it. But I got a question here about let's see. You have a positive insult. I study every day. I come from Serbia. I'm a recovered addict on maintenance and ibuprofen, but it will be better. I'm taking care of my sick mother. Well, good for you. Thank God for you taking care of your mother. I wanted to say, I wanted to talk about how I ran businesses in prison. I wanted to respond to Hopa, who asked me that question. And so I'll tell you about the businesses that I started when I was in prison. The first business I started in prison was a publishing business. And I was very early on in my sentence. And this was remember, I started my sentence back when you did Hopa I started in 1987. And it was just the start of the dawn of the war on drugs and mass incarceration. And so I wanted to create products that would help more people understand how prisons operate and what we could do better, because I really hated prison, and I needed to figure out ways to, help people that were coming in make better decisions than I made, because I made some really bad decisions. I went to trial. I perjured myself on the stand. And I was guilty. I was a big coke dealer when I was in my 20s. So I made bad decisions, and I should have accepted responsibility and moved forward. But instead, I went to trial and everything else. There's Patricia. I wanted to thank you, Michael, for sharing your knowledge. As a mother of a son behind those cold bars, you have given me hope for sharing your knowledge and truth. Patricia, that's super kind of you. And I've just learned how to do this project of YouTube Live. So I will start announcing it and make it more consistent and probably more structured the next time, because I want to share this story. I think a lot of us have a misperception about what prison is and what people can do while they're in there. And there are a lot of people outside that point this message that focuses on all of the negativity. But I think that people can make different decisions. So what a story, man. I've been inside, but the times I saw your opportunity on Yahoo and made to invest, like you said, I do. It's all about mindset. That is absolutely right, Flo. Vladimir, that is right. It's all about mindset. So I started publishing books. I started writing my own content. Then this was before the internet. I had to have publishers bring the books to market. Then as those books made money, I'd begin by selling them. And it wasn't a lot of money, but it was a little bit of money. And it gave me hope. It made me feel as if I wasn't just a prisoner. I was doing something that was contributing to the lives of other people. And there was a lot of fulfillment in that for me. And if you read Earning Freedom, if you get a chance to read Earning Freedom, you'll know that part of that process was, the world was changing. And in 1997, I think, when I started to read about the internet, I'd made a little bit of money from various writing activities, and I had $2,000. And that was the start of my investing career, where I invested first in Yahoo, and then I just leveraged it up. And every time that stock went up, I could borrow more against my equity and buy more. And I was very aggressive, and that resulted into a very successful investment career for somebody in prison. And it's what actually allowed me to begin accumulating the resources to get married. And I got married inside of a prison and was able to support my wife while I was in prison. And she was able to go back to school, and she became a nurse. And, then I built a number of other ventures and built relationships. But, regardless of what struggle or challenge you're in, I do believe very strongly that if you have the right mindset, you can get through. And I try to show people how I do it. I always say I never ask anybody to do anything that I didn't do. And I'm still doing it right now. I'm still working right now to rebuild all the time. And I've been home now it was 8 years for me. I left federal prison to a halfway house in August of 2012. And then I finished my sentence in August of 2013. And I have been building businesses ever since. But my passion is still bringing content inside of jails and prisons. I'm really pretty enthusiastic about a new project I'm doing, which is with this with different organizations that bring digital products to people in jail and prison across America. And so, all of these courses are ways that I teach people by bringing these courses inside of there. It's how I teach people how to, use their time inside to develop communication skills. So when they come home and there are no jobs available for them, they can figure out ways to build their own jobs. And I am creating those courses right now, but I already have quite a few of them. I think I can actually share my screen and show you one of the newest ones that I'm super enthusiastic about. That is, so I'm sharing my screen right now, and I should be able to, let's see, I want to try to go into one of my newest projects, which is a journal project. If you can see it right here, let's see if you can see that on the screen. Let's see, you should be able to see this journal product. But this is how I used to serve my time in prison. I hope that you're able to see my screen. Let's see, if I move that over there, I'll be able to see what you can see, I think. Yeah, you can see this journal. Okay. So I'm going to bring this back into this window, and I'll have, let's see if I can do that. I'll bring this in here. That's what I want to see. I'll close that, and I'll tell you about this journal. So this Earning Freedom Journal, just so you know, is the newest project that I've created. And there's one for every month. It's a monthly project where every day, as you can see, includes a lesson, and it's a lesson on mindset. And I always teach from the strategies that got me through the journey. That people can track the days of the week, the days of the month, the days of the year, and every day includes some critical thinking questions, which are really important, particularly for the people who are serving time today and they don't have access to classes or recreation because of the COVID. They could be working through this project, and then they're recording their journey on these pages right here. And so every day has a new lesson. Every day has critical thinking skills. I'm encouraging people to develop their vocabularies, because these are the skills that made all the difference for me. By learning how to communicate well, I was able to persuade people to do deals with me and build businesses with me. And it all relates to this kind of work right here of really planning for success, and being able to articulate a story, and being able to show people the strategies that work for me. And those strategies really start this way. We start by defining success. That's number one. That's the first thing that we have to do, whether we're in prison or whether we are in prison, whether we are living out here and trying to rebuild our lives, whatever the case is, it starts by defining success. Second is then you've got to document a strategy. So like I show what I am doing. Like right now, I am learning how to do a live stream on YouTube and how to do it effectively. And then three, after you've documented a strategy, it's going to be to develop the tools, the tactics, and the resources that are going to help you get there. And those tools, tactics, and resources for me were always writing books or building a strong support network, people who could advocate for me on my behalf. It was writing business models and business plans, and that type of work. And then I would measure progress every day. And that's why that journal is so important. So the idea is that somebody serving time in prison, when they come home, they'll have all of these journals, and they go to their case manager, and it makes them a better candidate for relief, because they can show I wasn't just serving time, I was actually building something. Then there is this concept of they're going to have the probation officer. When they meet with the probation officer, they can show them. Imagine that you come home, like I did, 25 years. There's 12 calendars in every year. So I would have had 300 of these calendars when I came home, of these journals. It says, pick a day. This is what I was doing while I was in there. And I can show that progress. And it's that level of deliberateness that really helped me build my life. Selling direct or through feds and states. So I sell the journal through the Prison Professor's website, and I sell it through Amazon as well. But I tell you what, if any of you guys are on there and you send me I think I can show it right here. You can send me an email to michael@michaelsantos.com. I will respond by for thanking you for being on this live stream. I'll send you a free digital copy right now so that you can look at it. And if you look at it, in fact, I will. I'll just for being on this program, I'm very happy to send you a digital copy. Just send me an email, and tell me you want the digital journal, and I'll send it to you for free. Because my goal is for more people to understand how they can use their own ingenuity and their own strength and their own resources to rebuild their life. If I could do it from inside of a federal prison, I'm pretty confident anybody can do it. And I would like to just help more people reach their highest potential. But I've been on here just talking away for half an hour. I think that I have to figure out this process of what's going to work for an audience, to build an audience. And I'll come up with a schedule to do these live sessions and encourage people to have questions. And of course, as I always say, I would never ask anybody to do anything that I'm not doing or that I didn't do. And if anybody has any kinds of questions, I'm more than happy to respond to those questions to this audience with hopes of bringing more value. I do hope that you will if you've not subscribed, I hope that you will subscribe to our program and help us connect with more people. And how about to translate a market outside of the United States? I really wish that I had that skill set, my friend, but I don't know certainly don't know how to translate into Finnish. But I make it available and want to share it with as many people as possible. But it's all takes a community and want to help. So anyway, I want to thank you all for being a part of our group here. I hope that you're having a great Sunday. I have no idea how you found out that I was doing this live show, because I was just really testing this tool. But I love that you are. I'm super grateful that you're a part of this community. And I'm going to sign off and get ready for the next project. And I will put an announcement up of when a good time is to do these live streams. And maybe if I let people know, or maybe I should ask people, when is a good time for you to do it? And I will keep it going. So you're doing awesome, man. First step is the hardest, I believe, when it comes to the journal. Able to send me to Serbia? Absolutely. Sure. I will send the journal to anybody who sends me an email. So, because actually I showed you how easy it is. See, it's a digital product. So I've got it stored on the cloud and I can just send it to you. So just send me an email and I'll put it up there again. Send an email to michael@michaelsantos.com and I will respond with a digital link, and you'll just be able to click it and download it. And I'm wishing you the best. And I will make an announcement the next time I do this show so that we're on there together. Thank you for your attention. Now I'm going to have to end the broadcast. I hate to say goodbye. Bye-bye.